So next Saturday I'm planning to go into Cambridge Town Centre and do a large piece of artwork. So I'm doing a dummy run today, setting everything up to see if batteries last long enough and if I've got everything sorted and ready. So I thought I'd show you the sorts of things I've got planned. Here's my studio. My large canvas is all rolled out on the floor. Here's the trolley of bits and pieces I'm going to take. I've prepared my bottles of paint. I've mixed water in with them so it's nice and liquidy, so I'm not going to do too much mixing of paint while I'm doing the artwork. I've got spray paints, I've got things for stenciling and things like that, and down here all my pens and pencils and bits and pieces. I've got a mic stand here which I'm using to be recording it from above. I'm going to be doing like a time-lapse video, and there's going to be a message on the mic stand so people can see. Go to YouTube on Monday and you'll see a time-lapse of this video is the plan. I've got my phone plugged into a power supply in case it runs out. I've got my speaker hanging up here which is 10 watts. Not massively loud, but I think loud enough for people to see something's happening and come over. This is a wireless connection for up here on my phone. My phone's actually attached to, as well as the microphone stand, it's got a selfie stick, and the selfie stick is wireless, so it means I can just press a button and it will start recording without me having to reach up there as well. Other thing to mention, I've got some leaflets over there, and I've got an iPad that's going to be showing a previous time-lapse video of me doing something like this so people get a general feel for what it is I'm up to. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a run through painting for about 2 hours. This will be the first time that I've done a painting like this in one setting. Before I've done it over a number of days, so it'll be interesting to see how it works wet on wet. Which again is an important thing for me to try and have a practice at before doing it in public next Saturday. Here we go. So I finished my dummy run. It was well worth doing. I enjoyed myself. I found it actually much more tiring than I was expecting. Being down on the floor, my knees, for a long time it was uncomfortable. I was expecting that I would do it for 2 hours, but actually after an hour I was starting to feel like it needed to come to a conclusion. When I first started, it felt great to be able to do the mark making to the music, sort of with the rhythm of the music, and that felt really good. I didn't feel the need to keep that going all the way through, and sort of just lost myself in creating my painting really in the end. I wasn't sure whether to always be in the middle of the piece or whether it was okay actually to stand up and to actually look at it as a piece towards the end, to work out what to do next, where to put stuff, what needed enhancing. That's what I would normally do with a painting, so I decided that was okay as part of this performance. I'm still finding out things, I'm still learning techniques. I came across a few things that work really well that maybe I'll be able to reproduce again, I'm not sure. But it was good. I'm hoping that in public I will get into a place of just creating the art and not really worrying about people watching me, and where I can just flow and experiment and do my thing, really. That's what I'm hoping happens. So let me show you what I've produced. I thought initially that I would need to be really decisive all the time, the whole thing flowing, but actually nobody is going to be standing for an hour and a half watching me do this, unless they're my friends and they've come to support me. Yeah, and so actually spending time on sections like the stencil, the stickers bit, actually it's nice to just, and it gives other parts of the painting time to dry a little bit. Let me show you some of the bits I discovered. So let's see if I can show you. You see here, this is where the spray paint has gone onto the wet paint, and then the wet paint has been wiped away, and it sort of shows the detail underneath. So I don't know how many layers are on that, but that's something I'm hoping I can reproduce. And the bits that were underneath were much more vibrant, so that comes through. I quite like that. I've got no idea what people are going to think about what I'm doing. It's certainly nothing I've ever seen myself. When I sat in the middle of a blank canvas and imagined people watching me and started mark making randomly to the music with pieces of graphite and what else was it? Oil pastels. It felt incredibly childlike, and which is what I wanted it to be. It felt right, but I don't know what people are going to make of it, and I've got to be willing to look rather ridiculous, I think, and I know that as I build the layers and as I express myself, and yeah, that it is a childlike quality to my work, and an expressive, messy, ridiculous nature to it. That's sort of what it's about. It's about a freedom. It's about being me and who I'm made to be. It's about having fun, actually, and enjoying myself, and letting people watch. And I'm hoping that even in the really naive parts, the parts where people think, what is she doing? I guess they'll look at the video that I've got playing on my iPad and get a sense of, oh, okay, that's where it's going. But hopefully they'll just catch something of the spirit of it, really. And I just hope that I can relax and enjoy it and have the freedom of expression that I do in private in my studio, in public with people watching, and I hope that they enjoy it and they catch something of what is in me.